As one of the biggest and most enduring anime series out there, it's really no surprise that there's more video game adaptations of Dragon Ball than you can shake a stick at. Last year's excellent Dragon Ball FighterZ has set the bar pretty damn high, and even though it's in a rather different genre, Dragon Ball Z Kakarot has got lofty expectations to live up to. Kakarot is a straight-up video game retelling of Dragon Ball Z, picking up the story where Goku and his son Gohan go and visit the old friends from adventures and battles past. Then aliens happen, kidnappings occur, secret origin stories are revealed, and yeah, it's all rather dramatic. If the take the anime and video game it approach doesn't sound familiar, then it should do. Developer CyberConnect 2 are perhaps best known for their Naruto games. Naruto Shippuden, Ultimate Ninja Storm 4, Road to Boruto, the last of these. And throughout that long series of games, they largely just adapted the anime stories and battles into video game form, step by step, although they did throw in a few different flashbacks and things to spice things up along the way. Kakarot follows in those footsteps, with large open-world areas to explore and titanic battles that follow the story of the show. It looks the absolute business, I have to say. The open world areas that you run and fly around are a little bit basic feeling, but they give an impressive sense of scale. You get to check out cars trundling around on the ground. You can even drive one around if you really want to, but as soon as you blast off into the sky, they turn into tiny specks below you. The game really comes into its own in battle though. Fights have you locked onto your enemy one at a time, largely on a horizontal plane, but every once in a while, one of you will get kicked up higher into the sky, shifting your angle dramatically to the vertical. It's most spectacular when fighting close at the ground though, your flight cutting into the grass, your attacks denting the floor, potentially even shattering the huge rocky butts if you fly through them or smash an opponent into one. Battles against the regular enemies, the Robo-Skulls, won't keep you occupied for more than a few moments, but it's really all about the narrative showstoppers. Whether you're battling against Piccolo, Raditz, or any of the other big bads that crop up through Dragon Ball Z's story arcs, they are designed to evoke the feel of the anime. The fights will have you whittling away at multiple health bars, often triggering your adversary to pull out some kind of special attack, and occasionally breaking into close-up cinematic moments that absolutely capture the look and feel of the anime. You would possibly swear that some of these have been ripped straight from the show, but no, they're rendered in-engine. Not only that, but fights are broken up into several stages. As you win one grueling battle, you might find that Raditz is now basically just a scuffed up and now even angrier version of himself. Oh, and then you're fighting against his monkey form, or you cut to a completely different character while Goku and Raditz are continuing to battle up ahead, or your goal shifts from trying to just beat him to trying to keep him occupied while one of your allies is charging up a super attack. It doesn't just have the look of the anime, it has got a lot of the pacing as well because of this. The fighting has got some depth to it, but it's really easy to just pick up and button mash your way through. You have two main attacks, which are a ki blast that you can spam and send projectiles at your enemy, and straight up melee attacks for when you manage to close the gap and feel like punching things. Obviously, you then have a block and dodge for when attacks are coming in the opposite direction. So far, so button mashing then, but there's also special attacks like Goku's signature Kamehameha, and that's where player skill really comes in, because these aren't basic press button to win attacks. Kamehameha needs you to aim at your opponent, but time it wrong and they'll have shifted to a different spot, and your energy blast just fires off into the middle of nowhere. As I kind of alluded to already, you will be joined by other characters at various points, fighting by your side and being controlled by AI as they do so. They're great for when you're battling against multiple enemies, helping to draw focus and let you attack unopposed, but you can also direct and call upon them to use their own special attacks. Where the fighting is solid and enjoyable, letting you pick up and play through the spectacular anime battles, other parts of the game seem a bit more, well, confusing. The open world is nicely styled and big, but the main thing that you seem to be doing is heading towards mission markers and collecting the hundreds upon hundreds of Z-orbs along the way. Coming in various different colours, you then feed these into character skill trees, unlocking different abilities and attacks that you can then use in battle. Even more baffling is the community board. As you progress through the story and meet new characters and allies, they join your kind of community as counters that you can combine in different areas. You've got the main warrior tree with Goku at his heart, then there's Master Roshi in charge of training, you've got Chi-Chi in the kitchen, and stuff like that. It's kind of baffling, but it boils down to shuffling people around to get buffs for all of the characters that you can play as. There's also a little quirk of the controls here, where you can try and apply something, but if your cursor isn't in exactly the right spot, the character won't get dropped into a particular node. Hopefully that can be tweaked before launch, because it's just a little bit annoying. In general, I'm sure there's plenty of depth to this, but alongside that Z-Orb skill upgrades, it's not terribly well explained during the game's opening couple of hours. Most importantly though, Dragon Ball Z Kakarot is just pretty fun, it's kind of easy to take in. The combat and the sensational battles are where it's really at, and there's more than enough variety through this as it faithfully retells the Dragon Ball Z story. For fans of the anime, this is one to keep an eye on when it releases in January. Thanks for checking out our video as always. Make sure that you head over to the6thAxis.com for more on Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. We'll hopefully have a review in January when the game launches, and there's plenty of other stuff as we wrap up this year with Game of the Year coverage. Before you go though, please do like, subscribe and share, and hopefully we will see you again soon. Goodbye!
集中させてくれ。弾ができる。うわ